Hi everyone, this is Boogass Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Marvel Legends Bullseye figure. So before we take a look at Bullseye, let's take a look at the accessories that he comes with. So first up, he comes with the right arm of Man-Thing. Let's go ahead and put that on Man-Thing. And one thing I must say is this arm is very loose. Like the arm is actually in the peg, but it's just very loose, and his hand feels, his hand's very loose. Now, I do want to say, before I actually start getting into this review, that I do have the rest of the figures for this series. I've got all of them, and I'm just waiting to review them, because I'm actually going to the Horror Hound convention on Friday, so there will be no review on Friday. I'll just probably do 3 more reviews, and then that'll be it. I'll definitely be back for my Sunday Walking Dead review, but I won't do a review on Friday and Saturday. So, Bullseye actually comes with a lot of accessories. So first up, he's got this pistol here. And it really has no detail to it at all. It's just gray. I would have preferred, even black would have been better than just this flat gray collar. And I do believe this was used with the Madam Hydra figure. I know this has definitely been used before. This is just a different collar. And it can fit into his right hand. You can see it's... I wish he came with an alternate closed hand, because the only thing you can put in this hand is the gun, because he also comes with a knife, but it's so wide open that you can only fit the gun in it, which doesn't really bother me, because he actually has a hand to put the knife in, an alternate hand for the knife, but I don't know. So he comes with this pointing hand going like that, and that's actually from a classic cover. It has Bullseye going like that. It's kind of more of an up close thing of him, but it's a really awesome cover like that. Next, he has this hand for holding the knife. I'm working up to the best hand, because the hand that I like is actually the one I'm doing last. And he comes with this knife right here. And this is actually the knife that came with the Bucky Cap figure, and I think it's been used a few other times as well. But you can see that, where was it here? Right there, you can see that on the handle there's some of the black rubbed off onto up here. And again, it's Hasbro's problem with just grays. This isn't silver, it's gray, like a flat gray color. It's not even shiny gray, it's just a flat gray. I would have preferred silver since it is a knife. And you can see that you can hold this knife very well like that. And he can also hold it like that. And he does have a sheath on the back of his belt for that. Just put it in like this. Slides in very easily. And he has a holster on his left hip for his gun. It can just slide in pretty easily. Now for his last hand, he also has an alternate head, so that's another thing. There. He has this really awesome hand that has a knife throwing effect on it. Or dagger, I should say. It's got 3 daggers right here. And these are actually silver. These are silver, which I do like. And it makes it look like Bullseye is throwing them from his fingertips. Or, well, not from his fingertips. It just makes it look like he's throwing them. That looks really, really awesome. I do like how the plastic is very clear. I would have preferred it, instead of having that kind of, that U right there, I would have preferred it just to be like single whoosh effects for each of these, not just all of it connected. But Hasbro probably had to connect it because it would probably be too brittle and break off if it was just 3 lines connected to these daggers. But I find this hand really, really awesome. And he has an alternate unmasked head. Now, it is hard to get on, so I will probably just take this head off once I'm done showing it. I do like that insane expression he has on his face. That looks really awesome. And this, the bullseye on his head is sculpted in, not just painted on, which I think is really awesome. And I like how he's missing a tooth. That just looks really awesome. All of his teeth are sculpted individually. That's really awesome. That's a lot of attention to detail. And like I said, I'll just put this one back on because this head is actually pretty easy to put on. There you can see there's his masked head. And it has that missing tooth as well, which I think is awesome. That's just a great attention to detail. I did notice that the flesh color is running a little bit on his mask right here under his right eye. But that's no big deal to me. But the lines on this figure, since there's, no sculpting detail since it's pretty smooth, the lines did come out really nicely on it. And if you do look, he has a little bit of a bluish hue to him. So, like, if you hold him to the light, you can tell it reflects a little bit of blue, like on his arm right there, where you can see it and on his legs. So I think that was a nice touch, because his costume kind of goes from navy to black. It kind of changes just depending on who's drawing and coloring it, I thought it would have been awesome if Hasbro would have included one of Elektra's size. That would have been a really nice touch to it. I actually have an Elektra figure here, so let's see if the Psy off of the new Netflix Elektra will fit in his hand here. I'm thinking it will. It'll hold it very loosely. So if you wanted to do that, you could. So there's his belt. Like I said, there's not really a lot of detail going on here, but it's actually, I figured this would be my least favorite figure out of the way, but I'm actually thinking this is my favorite figure out of the way because I've already unboxed the Punisher and Daredevil figure, and I'm definitely liking this figure, and it may be my favorite figure out of this wave so far. So there you see that this belt does clip on right here where the holster meets the belt. It does clip on and it is removable, but I'm not going to try to remove it because, well, it probably wouldn't look right, and I'd probably never get it back on either. So now I'm going to go over his articulation. He's got a ball-jointed head that can look all the way up, can look all the way down, can move side to side. He's got ball-jointed shoulders that can move out that far. He's got butterfly joints, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that's broken arms. He looks like he's trying to fly or something, like a glitched out game. But he's got butterfly joints that can move like that. He's got a swivel at the bicep, double jointed elbow, swivel at the wrist that can move up and down and side to side. Now it is the same way with this hand. This effect doesn't hinder any of the articulation or anything. And it's the same with all the other hands as well. Before I go on to the other articulation, I wanted to see if the Psy would fit in this hand. Yes. So if you put on the knife-holding hand, you can get him holding Elektra's Psy, so that's awesome. He's got an ab crunch that can move back that far and down all the way. He's got a swivel at the waist that really can't swivel because of this, the belt. I suppose you could shift it up and down, but it really doesn't want to move on me, and I don't want to force it, because that might come out of place where it's the holster meets the belt. So don't really want to mess with that too much. So he's got ball-jointed hips, and the left one I know won't probably have as much articulation because of that holster right there. So I'll do the articulation for the right leg first. So you can move out that far, you can kick forward all the way, and back all the way. He's got a swivel at the thigh, double jointed knee, swivel at the boot, swivel at the ankle, and an ankle rocker. Okay, so now for his left leg. Can move out that far, can only kick forward that far, and it can't kick back at all. He's got a swivel at the thigh that can just move to the side just a little bit. And then from the knee down, it's the same articulation. But up here where the belt's at, it does hinder the articulation, but it really doesn't bother me at all because, if you get him into an epic pose, you can have him like that. And he, well, when I tried to do that before, he stayed up. Okay, well, he's not going to now, of course, but that doesn't bother me at all. That articulation, it's pretty good, And I don't want to remove this or anything because then he'd just look funny without having that belt on there. And I do think it's awesome that he can hold one of Elektra's size, because that's actually what he used in Frank Miller's run of Daredevil, which is a really awesome read. I would highly recommend it. Bullseye kills Elektra with one of her own size. So there, I gave that to him for that. So now I'm going to do comparisons. So here he is. These are all going to be comic comparisons. I didn't bring any of the Netflix figures out or anything like that for this review, since he is a comic figure. So here he is next to Punisher. I actually don't have any Daredevil comic figure, so I do plan on getting the Amazon box set that has him in it. So then I'll probably be able to do some comparisons with Daredevil with this figure. Here he is next to Elektra, who's missing one side because I put it in his hand. These figures actually size pretty well, because this is the Toy Biz Elektra in the new Hasbro Bullseye. There is a Toy Biz Bullseye, but mine broke a long time ago, and I was never able to fix it. I don't actually know where it's at now because of that. And then here he is next to the other comic figure from this wave, Blade. So honestly, this Bullseye figure did shock me, because I didn't think I would like this figure at all, and he ended up being my favorite figure out of the wave. So I would highly recommend it. So that's my review. And if you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.